again, which we haven't had in a month or so. Or do you do you consider like when you buy options differently now because they're going to technically cost a little more? You don't care because you're going to get good movement one way or the other, and you're just kind of scalping them.
Well, like I was saying last week, I mean, the thing is that if you're buying weekly options and you're going to get in and get out of them, I don't think the VIX crush is going to have that much of an impact. But if you're looking for a longer term option, then something like this will definitely have an impact, right? So it really depends on the kind of strategy. You know, if there's something that you're going to hold, like if you're buying monthlies, but even again, monthlies, part of the VIX is it's when you buy and when you sell, and it has to do with the actual length of holding it, right? So let's just say you bought something that was, you know, usually low volatility. If you bought it today and then you sold it today, it wouldn't impact as much. But if you bought something low and then you went to, or let me say different.
Morning, everybody.
If you bought it high and then you sold it low, right, that could work against you. Whereas with selling, it's the opposite. So anyway, when you're doing it the other way, it doesn't have as much of an impact. So it really just depends on the time you hold.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Morning, everybody.
Hey, big Jared.
Hey, so the game plan for the day, markets gap down at the open. The price is probably going to push up a little bit as people take profits. So from there, we're either going to keep pushing higher or it's going to reverse and go lower. We're going to be looking for some kind of reversal this week. Could happen today, could happen tomorrow. We don't know. So we're at a turning point. A lot of stuff's touching prior resistance or support. So there's really no telling what's going to happen. SPY's down, the ES is down. And so we just got to play it by ear, really. Amazon's sitting at support. All right, actually broke through just a little bit because it's spam and come back through range. But everything's looked like it's starting to base on pre-market. So just be aware. You're going to trade to open. It's probably going to shoot up right at open. And from there, it's either going to shoot or it's going to start reversing, going back up. You want to see a couple pullbacks to the upside. So you want to see it making higher highs and higher lows. It'd be nice to see a reversal on the 60 with a pullback and a couple push-ups. But it's kind of early in the game to guess where the bottom is. So we never want to guess it. We want confirmation. If you go long, you might get lucky and the market reverses and goes high, or it could go long or short. Just be mindful of that. So everybody have a good weekend. How's John doing?
Yeah, no, I had a good weekend, and I was going to say that's exactly what I was thinking, Jared, this morning. I could see it shooting up at the open, and then everyone taking some profits off of. I saw some pre-market buy-in already off the lows, but then I think it'll pull back. But like you said, you know, we always trade price, and we always follow price. And if price goes higher, we go higher. If price goes lower, we go lower. So, you know.
Yeah. Also, another thing too is if you're interested in any of these tickers this morning, go through right quick and mark pre-market lows. If it breaks pre-market lows, that's your cue to go short. So I'm gonna go through right quick and mark a few and get them ready. Tesla, Amazon, the big ones, NVIDIA. It's saying compute, Netflix, keep an eye on it. Starbucks, Charter, Roku, all of these. Amazon sitting right at support, which would be a break in a retest zone. Man, if Amazon starts to reverse, my gosh, the price it can go back up is incredible. Yeah, absolutely incredible. I love gap down days, but yeah, the market's been selling on, so we gotta be careful. So I love gap down days and puke at open. So we'll see. Looks like Netflix is basing right around 525. It's trading sideways pre-market. Pre-market don't matter so much, but you know, you want to be aware of something that you're planning on taking right at open.
Hey, Jared, I think I just remembered Netflix has earnings, I think tomorrow. I think they're the only one of the guys that, the Teslas and the Amazons and stuff that have earnings this week, but so that one might have a little bit more screwiness because of the earnings thing.
Gotcha. Let's take a look at Baba right quick. Baba, thank you for that. Take a look at the higher time frame right quick. Starting to roll over, basing, making more lows. Again, I'm gonna mark pre-market low here. If it breaks that, short. Thank you.
And the VIX is up 332 right now, pre-market.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Anybody else watching anything that's puking pre-market or running or any other news, anything going on? Oh, Zoom, didn't Zoom buy a company? We need to keep an eye on that one. We got some spikes. These spikes can kind of forecast where price is going to go. So we need to keep an eye on Zoom this morning too, because it could spike.
TTD was down like marking over like 3%, 3.5% down pre-market.
Get Zoom ready here. Go ahead and get the options ready. Let them open. If you're new to trade, don't mess with anything until probably at least 9:45 or 10 o'clock at the least, or the earliest. Let them open. These contracts are going to be very expensive right here, and they can be kind of spready. All righty. Good luck, everybody. If you're new to trading, if you're going to scalp, set your limit order immediately. Immediately. You're scalping. You're taking small pieces to build your cushion up for after 10 o'clock. Here we go. Ding, 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 ding. Baidu down, Tesla down, everything's down. Shopify, shooter down. Charter cable's up. Watching. Zoom hammer. Myrna's pushing up again right now. mRNA pushing up. It might go again if it breaks the high. Nice gap fills. All right, Myrna's starting to come up here. Myrna's fixing to be long. When it crosses 288.88, it's kind of spread. It's kind of hard to get out of this thing. All right, we got some stuff turning green here. Zoom has got a mobile hammer, or not a mobile hammer, but a hammer for me. Zoom, definitely keep an eye on that. Tesla trying to come up, fill that gap. Baidu trying to fill the gap. Twilio filling the gap. Etsy filled the gap almost completely, which means we need to watch Roku too. These are scalps. They can fill the gap and come right back down instantly. Tesla's going to be long for gap fill. Myrna's long right now. Myrna is long right this second. She's up $3 from that break. Put a limit order instantly. We're not looking to hold these things. We're looking to take pieces. Baidu coming up. Roku's long for gap fill. Myrna pushes back up, be longer, add to it. It's best to hop back in it. If you can't get in and out, just wait. Myrna push up another $1 there. Consolidation break on a 60 on Myrna. That's why she popped. Novak's coming up PMG style. We got a lot of hammers, but they're red. They need to go red to green. All right, Zoom's puking. Let's see if they roll over. Right now they're dojiing. If they go from doji down red, they're short. Adam Myrna. Let's see if I can get a re-entry back in this thing. Charter Cable's pushing up here pretty strong. Tesla's coming back down. Shadow limit order in instantly.
Google's dumping.
Netflix is dumping. Shopify's dumping. Yeah, they're starting to go solid red now. Zoom. Shopify short. Shopify short. Zoom short. Myrna's still long if you're in it. $3. See if we can get some of these green or red moves. Tesla's trying to go green or red. It's a good sign. Remember, they can roll over. Novak's PMG style with Myrna. That's probably the strongest. Some are natural buyers in there. Netflix is short. Zoom is short. Let him die. Not a shot. Thank you very much. If we pull back a little bit, 1 minute to the next 5 minutes. Can't do it first. Novak's pulling back. We're pulling back pretty hard. Shopify, holy doodle. Zoom still going here. Tesla's fixing to go again. Yeah. Hopefully, same find bases and come back up. Tesla's short here.
PG, Jerry, up.
PG. Novak is almost coming top. PG up. Thank you. Just wait, guys. You're not in anything. Just wait. They could find the bottom here and come right back up. Remember, we're scalping. Myrna's still trying to push up. It goes inside up right here. And you can get back in it. Novak's PMG back up. It's almost a target. Myrna's inside. We get a 212. If it breaks 295, it's long again. Novak's a little bit easier to get in and out of. The video coming up strong. Almost a gap filled. Keep an eye on the video here. Novak's target is 191.44. It's almost a target. It's too late to get in this thing. You're not already in it. $4.55 move. Sure. All right, Netflix is forming a hammer trying to come back up. Could be one hell of a run here. The video 2-2 off the bottom. It's got a ways to go back through. It could PMG back up. I don't trust it just yet. I don't trust it. I need to see more. Myrna. There goes Myrna's trying to go again. Clorox. Charter Cable's pushing up here. Clorox is long. CLX is long. CLX is long. Breaking out that daily pivot and a 4-hour pivot. You can see 196.67. Oh shit, here's Amazon. Here's my girl. Amazon fixed me long. Charter Cable is almost a target. It's coming straight up. Netflix got a pin hammer. Amazon's long. Target 35.74, $30 away. All right, everyone's red to green. Amazon is long. All right, keep an eye on Netflix here too. Netflix. Netflix, what you doing here? All right, we're starting to doge a little bit. NVIDIA's still looking pretty strong here. Charter cables, my gosh. What a freaking beast. NVDA still pushing. All right, come on, Netflix. Let us go. NVDA first target 738 on this thing and 744 on the video. Boy, it's got a long ways to go back up. 835, $100 move. Over the next few days, the video's gonna be long here. NVDA is long. We're gonna try to go back up here. Oh yeah, UNH is long for gap fill. UNH is long for gap fill. Looking. Murner just pushed another dollar. Oh shit. Novak gave all of it back in just a few seconds, boys. If you're new, you're not fast, you better just hold up. Novak's trying to push again. Yeah, if you're new to trading, don't mess. Murner's fixing to go long again. Yeah. Murner's long again. There goes Netflix and that big hammer. Netflix. Charter cable's almost a target. Bobby going short here. Bobby short. BA short. Be real careful. Starting to roll back over. Bobby is short. Peacon's coming up, which is unusual. BABA short. First target's going to be 202.79. All right, Tesla might go back down here. No, Myrna's still going. Oh shit. Wow. Bob's still puking. Tesla's gonna be short when it breaks 627.04. Tesla will be short when it breaks 627.04. Myrna's still ripping here. Can't wait to see that first 15-minute candle. Myrna, you got it, Myrna. You kicked ass. It's up $15. It's up $15. Still going, Momo hammer up.
NVIDIA just ripped up
Yeah.
over 731. I mean, just instantly. That was crazy.
Yeah, NVIDIA's first target took it low 15.
Yeah.
Looking good. NVIDIA's strong. Very strong. And they're pretty cheap. Thank you very much. Roku's long for gap fill. You gotta feed them all, boys. You gotta feed them all. Myrna's still long here. NVIDIA's almost a target. Myrna, what a beast. Dude, Myrna can make your whole entire day. One of the cleanest ones. I mean, they're buying a shed of it.
Boeing's puking.
That one. Nice, thank you so much. Charter cable here at Target. CRWD came back up with a big pin shooter. Big pin hammer, sorry. Amazon is still long here for Gap. The video hit Target. Amazon is long for Gap. And look, if you look at Amazon on the daily, there's a break and a retest. It needs to break back through that low there. If it does, my gosh, this thing is going to be on fire. Target 37.73. I'm about to swing. Shit. Amazon long.
Did you get out of Myrna before the 15-minute flip?
At
And
Myrna,
get back? Yeah,
um,
I'm
it's
still
pretty
holding.
strong right here. Yeah, I'd probably go ahead and pull your profits, man. Because there's not much, there's a lot of volume on it, but it can take a few seconds to get out. Netflix is long right here. Yeah, I wouldn't chance it. I wouldn't chance it. It's a little extended.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Apple's starting to turn around.
The video's kicking ass. Charter cables, my goodness. All right, first candle. It's the inside of 15. Everything's inside. Netflix 2 up. In the video
Yeah,
on the
Myrna's
mobile
going to be
hand.
long again.
Yes, sir. As soon as it crosses, NVIDIA's longer, add to it here. NVIDIA longer, add to it. NVIDIA kicking butt and taking names. Novax is gonna be long. Hey, NVIDIA. Trying to stay on top of it. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. I'm done for the day. NVIDIA just damn whooped my ass in a good way. PMG style, next target 745. I'm out. I'll look for re-entry back into it, but I'm happy. That's how you get it done. When that Myrna. Amazon. Inside up. Give me a Momo hammer, girl. CRWD long on that big pin hammer. Gap field target. Pivot low 15. Neck coming up. Amazon needs a break here. What a day. in the first 30 minutes a day, you don't want to be greedy. Take your damn money and you better take it off. The market's been puking last week. This shit can roll over just as fast as it goes up here. Better keep it in the back of your mind. Hey, look, some of these look hot, but that can be taken away from you in a second. Myrna's still long here. Started coming all the way back down. Be careful. See him start pulling down at the same time. You need to be careful. Myrna's still long. Move $20. If anybody took that call, your ass should be making a kill. 2 or 3 inches. 2 or 3 ass. We don't have to be all over the place. We just gotta be in the right place.
Novavax is long.
Yeah. It's been, yeah. Myrna's still kicking ass. Novak's on Myrna. Baidu's inside, Tesla inside, Amazon inside, Space Suit trying to come up. Probably inside. Oh, look at the volume. They know something we don't know, don't they? Yeah, that's a beautiful break. There's a retest on the weekly, backed up, consolidated, 2-2 back up, gone. Jeez. All right, Tesla's forming a shooter here. VIX is forming a hammer. Be careful. Be careful. Now you're tighten your stops up. Better tighten them up. Again, Tesla's short under 626. It's making lower highs, higher lows. It's wedging. The video pulling back slightly. It hit that pivot high on the 15, and it's finding some resistance there. Be careful. And VIX is a hammer, a green hammer. So they're taking profits this morning. Now they're going to start coming back down. Who knows? Keep an eye on SPY here. See what we got. Ooh. SPY is short. SPY is short right now. SPY is short. And first target is going to be pivot high, 422.79. Zoom's fixing to be short. They're rolling back over here. All right, Zoom's getting to be ready to be short. It's going to be short under 348. 348. Space coming out. NVIDIA. NVIDIA, if you look right here on the pivot 15, there's resistance there. These pivot highs, man, they're strong. They're powerful. Space is pushing up. I don't know why that is. All right, that first wick there on your 5 minute there, that's your first sign there's a problem. Here's your second one. There's a sign of a problem. All right. Stops at 737.09 if you're in it. Could it go solid green here? It can. Do whatever hell it wants to do. I wouldn't take it until it breaks 744.29 at the very least. Roku trying to come up with a hammer. Hammer. So the video could still go either way. Anytime you start seeing wicks, you better be careful. Shopify hit target. Try to break through pivot low here. Amazon rolling back down. Any of these tickers, you need to be in and out quickly. Very quickly. Very, very quickly. You get greedy, you're going to get hurt. You'll get your ass handed to you. VIX is ripping. SPY short, guys. So I can tell you. Zoom short. SPY short. VIX is going to the moon. SPY is short. How long will it stay short? I don't know. I'll tell you. Tell you the target is pivot higher on the daily. Let's see where I'm down. Oh, thank you very much, SPY. Starbucks short. Zoom short. They're rolling back over. NET short. Target the bottom of the green candle. Starbucks short. Roku short. Target the base of the candles here. Even though I'm Baidu officially go short. Look, if we take out the lows, the daily lows, it's short. If we take out the daily high, it is long. It's that simple. It's that simple. Takes out the daily highs, it's long. Takes out the shorts, it's short. That's all there is to it. Back ends by. Give me my money. We're gonna come back down. Baidu's fixing to go short. As soon as it crosses the low. It's pulling back just a hair. Bring SPY back with it. This 5-minute candle. Nobody can way back. Nobody can't get no strength. It's gonna be short here in a second. Get them ready. SPY short again. SPY is short. Tesla fixing to go short. Up 20% on SPY. Starbucks short, BX short. I'm taking my money on the SPY. SPY's the only exception to the rule. I usually go 10 contracts. They're so cheap. And I get them in the money. Pretty good in the money. Baidu's fixing to go short. You make a few $100 in just about 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Baidu's fixing to go short here. I could check SPY all day, boy. Total. SPY's still short. Starbucks short. HD's fixing to go short. Baidu's gonna be short. Let it go solid red. Oh shit, Tesla coming up. Amazon coming back down. Giving up the ghost. All right, NVIDIA went short. What's your first sign there's a problem? We saw it happening. You saw it happening up there. The first sign started wicking out the top. You better be paying attention. If you start seeing it wicking, you're still long, or you don't tighten your stops up, there's a problem. It was short when it crossed this candle right here. 734.40. That's where it went short at right there. Stops at 736.80. Where he managed to flip. Anything can happen. Amazon's trying to come all the way back down. Zoom short. Zoom short. Werner got a big shooter. Baidu short. Etsy's fishing go short. Roku short right now. Target the wick. All right, that's a $3 move right there on Zoom if you took it. Well, you don't have to be in them long. Let's look at Roku. Roku short. Target the oak or the low 391.18. We want Nvidia to do the same damn thing. All right, we want Nvidia to do the same thing right here. There's some support at 392.90. All right, and why do we think Roku's gonna do that? Well, hell, we just take a look at Etsy. They're very similar. So we see Etsy's already done that. All right, so it's a pretty damn good chance that Roku does the same thing. Just one leads and one lags. I keep side by side. The Etsy came back down. Target's going to be this low here. If it breaks through that low, and especially if it breaks through this pivot low on the 60, man, this thing's gone. They're dying. Zoom's still dying here. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Netflix trying to come back down. Starbucks still short here. I love to see Myrna Novak roll back over and give up that $15. See Netflix rolling over here? We'll back down. This is the same pattern we're seeing across the board. Shop, here we go. Shop trying to come down. Netflix is short. We're going to target at 522.24, and you can actually target the bodies first. So these patterns repeat over and over and over and over and over. It don't matter which way they go. It's the same pattern. They just flip. It flips. All right, we see right here on Shopify starting a wick. See the wick, and then not gap fill. All right, 10 o'clock. Here's where the real stuff happens. Tesla, we're still looking to take it short as soon as it crosses a low. Bidding is going to be short across the low. Zoom short. Bob is flagging. Probably going to break to the downside here and go lower. Myrna's trying to go back up. Keep an eye on Amazon. It can go short again. Tesla really wants to go short. We're flagging. Baidu short right now. Add to it. Baidu short. Add to it. Amazon shopping sideways right here. It needs a clean break. We're not going to take it until it breaks the low. Myrna's fixing to go long again. MRNA, which is going to take Novax with it. So Novax is the inside hammer. You can pick one, either one you want. When it breaks this high here, guess what? It's long. It's a pullback to the upside. 302.88 is going to be your entry. You want to probably wait till it actually breaks 303. You can take it early if you want to. I wouldn't chance it. Double top and come back down. Baidu short here. Tesla's fixing to go short. 212 down. Tesla's fixing to be short. Netflix is short. Target the wick on the low. Roku's still short here. I'm telling you what, you ain't making money today is a problem. Tesla's short. Tesla's short. Get you a piece of that. Myrna's long. I would keep a tight leash on Myrna. I really would. Spy's still short here, guys. She's dying. We got a big hammer on VIX coming up. Tesla short. Market's starting to roll back down here. Big X short. Starbucks short. Roku coming on down. I would take profit before it got to the base. It could double bottom, come back up and bounce and then go lower. Tesla short. All right. All right. You want to be taking the profits before you get there. If you don't know how to catch the gamma spikes, join the ask. You want to join the ask? I'd probably start joining it at about 392.70. I'd probably start, if it's me, I'd probably start joining it now. Netflix, come on down there, girl. Spy, come on down. Space, Momo hammer up. What the hell? Amazon's fixing to be short. 212 down. Momo shooter down. Charter trying to go up ghost. Baba broke the try, trying to come 212 down, target wick. on the low. Nobody's trying to come up inside hammer up. About 2-1-2 and 2 candles, 15.
Zoom's coming up.
Yeah, 2-2. I'll make sure it's not pulled back to that downside though. Get some confirmation. Take it long. Right now, we just don't know. We don't know.
Is
Just this
SPY's
one
target?
candle.
Oh, sorry.
SPY target.
Is it
It's that,
422.7?
It's the pivot on the daily. Let me pull it up for you. It is 422.60, 422. You can dial it in. It's right here on the pivot.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. If it breaks through that pivot, my goodness, it's gone. It's Monday. We gotta be real careful. I mean, you gotta be real careful today. I mean, this thing could find a bottom and rip right back to the moon, or it could just die. Who knows? The video trying to hammer. This is still short here. It's a mixed bag out there. Let's watching the video here. Get the hammer back up.
Look
Look
at
at
the
that.
spread on,
What's that?
look on NVIDIA, the spread on those 7, 12, 50 calls. Huge.
$7.12.50. It's about $1 spread. $1.20. It's all where you hit it at. Novavax is long. The video's fixing to go long here. It needs to break the pivot. If it don't break the pivot, it's not long. And I'd give it at least 10, 20 cents above it. So 7.45. See here. It needs to break the pivot, so I can say. And at least needs to break it by 10 or 20 cents. The spread can be kind of crazy on it. If you don't like the market in, you can always try to limit it. You probably get left behind, but it's just a chance you got to take. If I see something breaking, I want in yesterday. I don't give one shit about the spread, to be honest with you. Don't care. Test a short here, guys. Test a short, add to your position. If you're counting the move, you don't care about the spread. I don't suggest that anybody do that at all. You should be you really should be concerned about the spread for sure.
Jerry, right now we're down on NYMO and NAMO, down to almost the second lowest it's ever been.
Nice. Hey, can you go back in history and look? The video's long here, guys. Can you look at where it was sitting during the March crash?
Yeah, it got down to minus 135. Now it's sitting right around 100 right now.
Okay,
What are you talking
positive-
about? The
positive
VIX?
100. NYMO.
I still don't understand what you're saying.
NEMO and NYMO. Corey can explain it a little bit better. All right, let's keep an eye on Etsy here. It's some kind. It's an index to market sentiment. All right, we look at Etsy right here on the 5 and the 15. We see it wicked at this base right here 3 different times. There's some kind of force field here. It's a rejection support zone. All right, we can tell that because every time it came down a touch, it's 180 level. It rejected 3 different times. We can see it pull back up. It is reversing right this second, but your target's only 182.51. That's a 50-cent target. It's not really big enough to jump in. Not in my book anyway. UNH is trying to come back. UNH is trying to go short here. So even though Etsy is reversing upside, there's too many wicks there to be comfortable getting in. Space is long here as soon as it breaks pivot low 15. A lot of shit's rolling over. Zoom is starting to pick back up here.
Yeah, Zillow's dying too. Z.
Gee, okay.
MasterCard dumped big time today.
Nice. So UNH broke down and tested and retested the daily. Space is pushing up here, unusual. Starbucks puking. Novak's Myrna long. Novak's Myrna's long. Myrna. Starbucks dying all day. Charters is short too. I like Charter. I've been keeping on my chart here lately because it makes some pretty good moves. They're pretty smooth and they're big. They're large moves. So Charter's short. We're going to target the body. 7.9 and then 7.37. We can see it makes a pretty good gap. It happened here the other day, Friday, and then gave it all back. It happened again today. It's giving it all back. All right, the video's long here, guys. Better get you a piece of it. Should already been in it. If you're not, wait until it pulls back. Otherwise, you're paying a high price for it. It matters where you take entry. If you take entry as it's teeter-tottering between a high and a low, the price pulls together because they don't know if it's going to go higher or lower, and the spread's tighten. When the price starts jumping, the price opens up. Why? Because the bid stays the same. The ask goes up. Right? It opens. The contracts get expensive because people are chasing it. Right? You start I get in. You start chasing it. And guess what? I'm selling it to you for a very high price. If you know what you're doing, you can use it to your advantage. That's why you never chase nothing. Ever, never, ever. Yeah. You always wait on the pullback. You can take something that's pushing up pretty good, but you need to wait on the pullback. It don't matter if it's on a 1 minute. You got to wait. Tesla's still short here, guys. We're going to target pivot low on the 60. That's the first target. All right, 621. Starbucks is still short here. All right, get ready for Zoom. It's going to go short again. Just a pull back to the downside. Charter's short here. It's a very easy play. Baba's going to be short, target the low. Hopefully it breaks through there. Right? So we always want to target the break, right? With the intention of going lower than where it's at. Zoom needs to break the low 345.50 before it's short. Why? Because it's touched this area 5 or 6 times and rejected. Pretty strong. It's going to have a lot of strength to push through this. If it does, we know it's going to keep going lower. And that's all there is to that. Needs to break 345.25. Tesla's still dying here. We're still pushing. Yeah. So if it's strong enough to break this support here, it's strong enough to keep going lower. Charter's almost a target. Baba's almost a target.
Hey, what's the target on Tesla?
It's that pivot low on the 60. You got pivots up. It is 620. 53. But still coming up, SPY still pushing. Charter hit target there. Join ask, get out of this damn thing. You don't want you calling. Starbucks still dying. Charter cables, thank you very much. Tesla's still dying here. SPY needs to break 423.47, be short again. Baba hit target. All out of Charter. Thank you very much. Myrna's still pushing here. Tesla's still dying. Baidu still dying. Baba hit target. The thing on Baba, we want it to hit target, but we want it to keep going lower. Right? That's the target. That's the ultimate goal. Is they hit target, they keep going, just like on Tesla. We want them to hit target, and we want them to keep pushing. Because look, just like we take a break to the upside, we take a break to the downside. The longer it consolidates in this range, the bigger the break. So, you know, our goal is it hits target, which is a pivot, but we really want it to break through it. Well, that's our ultimate goal. It triggers a massive amount of stops as it does that. Charter hit target there, which is pretty easy if you took it. It's a high success rate play as it took it, but it moved down so fast and gapped down and came right back up. Up to 15 here. Target was the body. And then the wick. And you want to be selling before it gets there. What is the exact reason? Can it keep going lower? It sure can. You start being greedy with these things and get hurt. Target was here. You want to be selling before it gets to there. All right. Just like on Tesla, you know, the way the market's been, it's easier to sell as it gets to these points, right? On any of them, really. Amazon's basing right here at the bottom down here. It hasn't broke, just like Zoom's not broke just yet. It looks like it broke, but it's on the 15, but it's not pushed through the low. Etsy's still bouncing there. You know, it's coming up to the first target. It's not long because there's not enough. It is long, but it's not. Only because there's not enough range to hop in. The risk reward sucks. Right? It's a break. So if you look at Amazon, it did form a pivot low now. But it's basing right here, 35.12. There's a support level there. There's a floor. It's like a hidden zone. Right? It's like a hidden level you can't see. All of them, they're all doing that. They all come. That's why the target's always the low. And we want it to break through the low. Baidu's still puking here. All right, so you can take these things short as long as there's enough range in here. So Etsy. We know Etsy's bouncing off the base down there. It was long, it's just there's not enough in there to make any money. So base here 3 times. Went long here. Don't take it though, because the target's here. And just like there's a lot of wicks here, there's a lot of wicks there. It needs to get above this before you do anything with it. If it breaks above 183, let's see here. If it breaks above 183, it'll be long. Target's 183.72 and then 184.63. First 15, next 15. All right, SPY. SPY's still dying here. VIX is screaming. There goes SPY. Like taking candy from a baby. UNH is short. Shop really want to fill that gap here. Be nice to fill it real quick. Roku's making higher lows now. Shopify is making higher lows and higher highs. It'll be long when it crosses 1428, 20. It is a scalp, and that's all it is. Space is still long here. SPCE, you can wait till it breaks that high before you enter it. Netflix is trying to come up. Piton, holy shit, I missed Piton. I saw it pushing up at open. I didn't think nothing of it though. I just thought it was unusual for everything to die and that thing push. Shopify is gonna be long here in just a second. Piton's based and it's breaking out right this second. So it chops sideways and it's pushing. Yeah, just pull back to the upside. Piton. If it wants to, there's some resistance right here at 115.62. It needs to break through there. There is a gap above 116.61. The video is long right now, or add to it. The video long or add to it. The video is long or add to your position. All right, Etsy's long for gap fill. Etsy is long for gap fill. That's a quick damn move right there. The video break and retest this pivot high is beautiful. Where's your stop at? 10% below the pivot. Etsy. Guess who's going to follow Etsy back up? Probably Roku. Charter's beautiful. Netflix coming up. Etsy's long. Look, we got all these wicks right here. We got out of them. All right. There's a target. Pivot low. Pivot high. Pivot high. All right. Now there's a masked wall of resistance at 184.45. And really it's marked by this pivot high here, exactly 184.63. And if it breaks through that, my goodness, will it go? All right, because that's a wall. That is a wall. It would take a lot of strength to get through that. That's why. That's why. Netflix trying to come up. Needs to break that wick. Crazy. Big still coming up. SPY still short here. You got a small account. You stick with a SPY, you make a lot of money. Charter Communications short again as it breaks the low. Charter is short again. Charter is short again. SPY or Starbucks is gonna be short when it crosses the low. We're looking for Zoom to go short too. SPY hit target. All right, now your next target on SPY is gonna be, we're gonna chase the body and the wick. All right, body wick, 420.76 is the next target on SPY. Ain't nobody do this. Shoot. It's like kids play. It's like child's play. All right, keep an eye on SPY or Zoom. Needs to break that low. And if it does, every time they break the low, it's short. All right, because that way you don't have to worry about a consolidation or anything like that. If it breaks the short, if it breaks the low of the day, it's short. Myrna's long again. All right. So until it breaks it, there's no trade. If it starts to roll up, your first sign that it's going to go long, it needs to break 350.65, right? Because right now it's a 2, it's chopping sideways. It's inside. All this is inside here. All right. It is starting to curl, which could be a good sign. Shopify did go long for gap fill. For a quick scalp there, if you will. Roku long, Etsy hit target. Thank you very much, Etsy. I appreciate you. Please come again. Have a nice day. My money. Roku's long. They're starting to roll back up. The video, boy, holy shit. They're starting to curl back up, guys. If you're in SPY, you might want to pull your stops up. Video long, Myrna long, Momo hammer up, Texas 2-1 back up. Netflix is long here, PMG style. Really tight stops. Novak's wait till it goes solid green on the 5-minute. It is long. Essie's just ripping. Essie's kicking butt here. Since it broke out in wicks, it was long. All right, now we can deal with that. It's like $3. All right. Thank you very much. I went ahead and took profits on the video again. I'm not going to be in them. I would rather scalp them and scalp them and scalp them and scalp them. Space still on here, cheap. Cheap, you got a smaller account. I take profits. Target, Etsy hit target. Come on. Come on. Now look, if it comes back and it retests the pivot low here, it can do it in one candle. And then it goes back solid green. Guess what? Long target 187.48. All right, there's Zoom. Let's see what she's doing. She's starting to curl. Netflix is long. I tell you what, Netflix is gorgeous. Netflix is beautiful. Look at the 15-minute chart. You got a bunch of stops stacking really tight. This, to me, this is a real PMG. This is a real PMG here. These candles stacked in a really tight, solid red. I mean, that's money shot there. It could quickly come up through there. Of course, there's that pivot, right? We got to be mindful of that pivot because it can act as resistance. But it could quickly take these stops out. Quickly. Of course, you want to wait till it brings that candle solid green there. It's above resistance here, all right, which was at 530.42, so it's long. First target's going to be this pivot, all right. If you got a small account, Space is right up your alley. Space is right up your alley. Roku was long too back there. Why? Because it follows Etsy. It leads and one lags. We talk about it all the time. Etsy led the way. Roku's following behind it. Space target.
You got
33
shop
crap.
filling the gap there, right, Jerry?
Yep. Yeah, I'm still in the shop. Still in her. Yeah. She was long as soon as she broke that wick. Cross the pivot low on 15. Space still long here, guys. Mama hammer up. They're trying to back up. Starbucks starting to curl. What a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Come on, shut. Kick me out. Shopify, what a beautiful play. Space is damn picking up volume. It's actually starting to slow down, but man, is it moving. $3.42 in there, dirt cheap. Starbucks is fixing to go short again. Took my money on Shopify. I took my money on Shopify. CRWD 2 back up, just like that. It's best if it crosses the high, so don't make a double top, go back down. Let's see here. Starbucks is short. Space. Got you some of that, you'll be making some money. Shopify is still long, but you know, I'm not gonna hang around. What I can say about that. Netflix is one of the highest probability probably setups that I'm looking at right now. As far as a long play and that PMG that takes out the stops. Space looks really good on a Momo hammer up. All right, we got some 2-2s, green candles like on Baidu, Tesla. We're looking for these to be a pullback to the downside. If they start to go short here, I'll take them all the way back down. As soon as they break what? Go low. As soon as they break the low. All right, Roku and Etsy. Etsy always leads the way. Not always. It does it today. Charter's still short here, so it takes out the low. Target on Charter is the pivot low on the 60, around $700. Etsy's rejecting here. It expand on a 5 minute. See a big wick on a 15. It could go right back through range and start chopping sideways. We see right here on the 60 for 3 days it chopped sideways. It could start over. It's either a pullback to the downside or a pullback to the upside. We won't know. What we do is we wait. If it breaks at 184, or we'll say 185, it'll be long again. Target pivot high on the 5 minute. And if it breaks down, it'll be short. Myrna's long again on a Momo hammer up. All right. Etsy needs to break that for its long. We look at Roku. Same thing. It one leads and one lags. All right. So it based out here. It was long. Target still the high here. Or the pivot high 403. Now off the Momo hammer, it needs to break. It'll be long. If not in it yet. 403. Hopefully we'll be getting to 408.76. NVIDIA still trying to push it.
Netflix
Tell
is
you what,
going.
Netflix, yeah, Netflix is the most. Netflix is your high is probably a 95% play here, guys. That's all I can tell you. If you're not in it, then I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, Netflix is probably one of the best looking things. PMG style. It's gonna take all these stops out and go straight to pivot high. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. Shopify's almost filled that gap there. I like Shopify to break that high, and then I'll take another look at taking it long. The video's still going here. Netflix is still kicking ass. Remember, first target on Netflix is the pivot low. There is resistance there, about 32.86. You could sell as it gets to, or you could try to hold. Will it break through there? Probably. I can't guarantee anything, but you know, from what I'm looking at, there's no reason why it shouldn't push straight through there. But I can't guarantee anything. If you past experiences and chart patterns, what can happen? Teton's still pushing here. Teton in beast mode. Shopify. Netflix, how much the target here? Nvidia's target 766, $10 away. Now, Nvidia, if you didn't get in Nvidia, there's a problem too. Can't be scared of them spreads. This thing moved $40 already. Don't be scared. That's what you do. You want to make no money. Shopify kicking ass. Space kicking ass. Etsy, look at that hammer up. Where it go long at as soon as it broke this wick right here. Where's the next target? Pivot high on the 5. From where is it? Where's the target from there? 186.48. Space still going. Etsy still going. What's going to happen to Roku? It's going to follow suit. Netflix. If you're not in Netflix, there's a problem. I can't push the button for you. It's too late to get in. You need to wait on a pullback though. Breaking through that pivot. Let's see what happens. It's either going to reject or it's going to push through here. Where's your stop at? Let me show you. Stop on the closest support. All right, the support is sitting at 531.40, and your stop should be 10 cents below that. You can give it 20 if you want. 531.30 is your stop. Because the price expands on support and resistance. Shopify has filled that gap. Thank you very much, Shopify. Netflix, what you doing? Etsy's almost a target, the next target. Remember, it's best to take profits as it gets to target. I like taking profits when it gets close to target because I want to catch that top of the ass, right? Like on Netflix, you know, it's through there. Could it break through there? Hell yeah, it can. But you know, never be scared to take your profits. We can always hop back in on the next pullback. The worst thing you want to do is start chasing the bid because you give up the spread. Shopify, keep you back up. Measure move 15 on shop as well.
Jerry, probably a little late here, but Wayfair has been ripping all morning. Kind of missed that one.
Way. Yeah, pretty nice. It's not too bad. I didn't miss anything though. The video moved $40. Kick ass on there. Shopify, Netflix, Roku, Etsy, Zane, Charter. We got about $50. 60. Wayfair's kicking ass, full extended right here. The target pivot high. I'm assuming it's got earnings coming up pretty soon. There is some rejection. There is resistance at 292.70. Breaks through there, be nice. Come up the pivot high, 228. Be looking at a swing. She's pretty. I got a small world of tickers I like looking at. When I say small, I'm talking about 50. There's always something to trade. And they have a high ATR too, so there's plenty of money to be made. Myrna's starting to roll over a little bit. You can see the candles getting smaller. The bodies of the candles getting smaller. It could be a rest for the next push up. Body's got a tweezer bottom on it. Starts to tutu back up here. Now, Netflix is finding some resistance at that pivot. So. That pecan, goodness gracious. It's a 2-2 up. Yeah, Wayfair's a beast. You just can't get in it. You just can't get in it. And it's so far extended now, you don't want to get in it. But anyway. What you doing? Space is trying to go 2-2 up. No more hammer. 15. But all right, we got some nice green candles on some of these tickers on the 15-minute. This could just be a pullback to the downside or a start of a reversal to the upside. I don't know yet. Pecan was cheap. Shopify rolling back over here. All right, SPY could go short again. All right. You never want to chase nothing. Netflix could be going short here too. Remember, you should have had a hard stop again. SPY will be short when it crosses where we're at, the low. Low. VIX is trying to hammer up. Inside up to Etsy. Etsy, what are you doing? Wayfair's still breaking. Look at Etsy, she's a beast today. Target still 187.48 on this thing. Look at that 30-minute candle. Woo. What a beast. Shopify, let's see if it comes down and retest pivot low here. Novak 212 down. All right, Shopify's got support 1425. If it breaks through that, it'll be short. UNH is dying. Ooh. Ooh. All right. UNH has been short for a while. Target still pivot low on 60 there. Why? Because there's nothing there to stop it. You know, once we get these, it's going to be short here again in a second. There's nothing to stop it from keep going lower. So when we look at some of these tickers, there's a really tight range. You know, there's a bunch of candles in the way. Well, let's look at Roku. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we look at Roku on the 60 here. In this range right here, there's a lot of candles. I know I'm not drawing that right. There's a lot of stuff in the way. All right. So if this thing starts to come to this range, there's so much stuff that could stop it from moving. But once it gets out of this range, so if it happens to break below this candle here, there's nothing here. Well, I'm sure there's something over here. There's nothing in the immediate area to keep this thing from just puking. Now, it's safer to let it break out of this area here. And there's not much to keep from going higher. And we get these stops to take out. In this area here, it's just chop. It's just sideways movement. It takes a lot to get through these ranges. It takes a lot of strength to get through there. And then we take a look at ooh, Amazon supposed to go short. You look at Amazon here, you look to the left, there's not a bunch of junk garbage over here. Right? There's not a bunch. If you saw a bunch of candles stacked in here, all right? It would take a lot to get through it, like in this area here. See that area there? As long as it's in this range, it's hard to break through. That's why we take it when it breaks out the top, or we take it when it breaks out the bottom. And if this thing breaks out the bottom here, takes out the low, all right? Goes solid red on this candle here on the 5 minute, whatever. There's nothing to stop this thing from just dying. All right. So if you're in a chop, you know, it won't just fall through there. If you look at the TPO profile, and volume at price, you would see it would look like a cave. And then when you see these consolidations, it stick way out because that's where the most shares are bought and sold. And then in this area here, it would be another cave. And it's like cliffs. All right. It's like a cliff. So if price is falling, you know, hit the cliff and bounce. And it can bounce and comes. And then when it gets through the cliff, it could fall straight down. Then it bounces again. So it falls through the cliff and then it can just fall straight down. I don't know if that's an easier way to explain it or what, but as long as you're in the cliff, there's gonna be problems. It takes a lot to break through this, either up or down. It's chop, it's sideways movement. Cliff is a sideways movement, chop, a range, consolidation, a rest. All right, that's all it is. But in order to get through that, it takes a lot of strength. And if you target these, this happens on all time frames, which is just a one, it's just a compound inside bar is what it is. Look at the higher time frame. You know, you could target these. All right, they play really well because the longer price stays in this chart, the bigger the break. So you could take it when it breaks the high, or you could take it when it breaks the low. Either way, it does not matter. But just know when it does break through there, it takes a lot of strength, and it's going to go up or down, and usually quite a bit. Etsy hit target there. Wayfair still pushing. It's just so extended.
Jerry, could you take a look at Win?
Yeah. Man, it's probably puking in it.
It looks like it's trying to create some type of bottom-ish.
Oh yeah, something for what? Yeah, so it's long, but the only problem is your target is 102, 103. You need to wait now if you're going to take it anywhere until it breaks out of the top of these wicks here. And the reason being, Etsy hit target. The reason being is, and UNH is short here. Short is fixing to go short again. But every time it came up to this hidden level, it rejected. So at 103.17, it hit something. So it's like an imaginary zone, right? It rejected, and then it came back up, and it hit something and rejected again. And each time it comes down with a shooter, it shows you that it was a lot of force that slammed it back down. Right? So it's just it's like an invisible force field, and something shoots it back down real quick. So in order to get out of this zone, it takes a lot of buyers to step in. So you know it's long right this second, but remember, if this pattern happened before, it could happen again. That's why it's best to wait till it breaks out of that zone. Let's take a look at shop right now as it goes along on this pin hammer. Same thing. If you look at the hammer on it, it's the break and a retest of pivot low here. It hit this zone, which is the pivot low, and it shot straight back up. Right? Is a major rejection of that level. Tesla's fixing to go long here. Baidu's long on 2-2 up, and
SPY's trying
Shopify's
to turn
long.
around too.
Nice.
Double hammer on the 15.
So on this this level here, price came up, it broke through. You can see right here, it tested it once, twice, right? So it acted as resistance. It finally had enough strength to break through it, right? So it consolidated sideways, it breaks through. You see it pushed a big green bar. It comes back down, all right? It started to go lower. It couldn't break through this level, all right? So it's a prior resistance is now support as it breaks back up. So there's a pretty good chance it comes up to the pivot high here. So it looks like this. It comes up, chops sideways, it breaks through, comes back and retest, and now it's going higher. And let's look at Netflix too while we're on. Shopify is long here, guys. Should already been in it. Shopify is long. Baidu is long. The video is fixing to go back up with a hammer. Novavax is forming a hammer. Etsy's still long here, but you can wait on pullback to get in it. You know that already. Roku got a big hammer. So right now on Netflix, it's hitting pivot low here. It's rejected once, twice so far. It could get enough strength to break through there. Remember, it needs a lot of buyers to step in to break through this level here. And there's a lot of people watching this level, I guarantee it. So when it does break there, it could go straight to 537. Like that is said. If it gets through that level. Right now it's a 2 down, 2 up on the fiber, kind of push back up. Maybe they have enough strength to run through this time. Yeah, SPY starting to curl back up, but slowly making higher highs and higher lows. Once I get the phone call. The video's long. Hey, Gabe. The video is fixing to be long here. Tesla's coming back over. Baidu's still long. Netflix is trying, boy. If it breaks through there, it's gone. Edge is still kicking ass and taking names. Wayfair's still pushing. UNH is still dying here.
Roku.
BX is coming back up. It's long right now, but the target's $1 away.
Yeah, BX is nice. Yeah, Roku's still stuck right in the middle though. It's got a pin hammer, but it's inside to inside. And then it's wicked out 3 times. It needs to break those wicks there before it gets out. The video is going to be long. Shopify's fixing to go longer, add to it. Etsy's kicking ass and taking names. BX looks pretty good. I would wait to take BX now until it breaks the wick on the 15 at $175 or 175 cents. Huh?
Chewy stock CHW WY has been ripping.
Which one's that?
Charlie Hotel Whiskey Yankee Chewy.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Etsy. Roku is trying, but it's not that pretty compared to the other ones. It is wedging, so it is trying to do something. Really, I wouldn't touch it until it breaks the pivot high now, because it's rejected here and here. It's making lower highs, it's making higher lows. It's a wedge. Now it's not really following Etsy. BX looks good, but it needs to break that wick. No problem on 15. It did reverse. You could have got in at the base here. If you're not in it yet, you can wait till it crosses 175, and then you take it to that gap. Chewy. Baidu's still long here too. We're going to target the open. Now this one, you know, should have been in down here. I called it. Now we're going to target the wicks right in the body. To the open. You've been on Netflix. It's trying to break. Starbucks is starting to curl. I doubt it's going to pick back up, but who knows? Pecan inside. Space inside of wedging. Netflix making lower highs here. It needs to break. If it don't break, it can continue to chop or go lower. Did hit first target though. Hit it, broke it by a penny. Netflix earning more. That's the board open. This is a cute guy. Netflix. All right, Etsy's coming back down. Could be taking a break and a retest of pivot 15. You know, and that's the thing. You always want to wait until you get a pullback to enter. You don't want to chase these things. And really, when something, even on Wayfair, it looks like Wayfair's following Etsy more than Roku is. It's healthy for this thing to pull back. I like to see this thing pull back by 50% of this candle here, to be honest with you. You know, I'd like to see it at least come back and retest the pivot high and break through a little bit and then turn around and keep going higher for another inch long into it. Baidu's still long. Wayfair. Let's pull up on it. Zoom shopping sideways. Netflix up near that top. Still no go. Yeah, Wayfair looks like Etsy. It'd be nice if it came back down and retest this right here. And then as soon as it started to bounce, you could take it long and target the high. All right, the daily high to 93.74. Let's see the volume on his options here. Too much to get in and out. Just great as usual. Shopify. Target on Shop is pivot high. Amazon shopping sideways, nothing there. You can't really do anything with it. Let's look at Amazon. As long as, you know, if something's chopping sideways and there's $40 ringer, we can trade the hell out of it, right? We can scalp it. But this, you can't really do anything with it. It's so wicky. It's rejected off this base several times here, but as long as it's inside this range, you can't do anything with it. Now, if it breaks 35.33, you could take it long for a scalp, you know, the target being, you know, 38 and then possible 42 and 48. So as soon as it crosses this line here, it is going to be long, but you're going to not be in it long. That's all I can tell you. They're not being it long. You're going to get hurt. Baidu's coming up. It hit first target, next target is going to be the high. The daily high. So thank you very much. All right, let's keep on Etsy. Hopefully we get a break and a retest of that pivot. And you could pick because, you know, Wayfair probably gonna do the same thing. NVIDIA's long again or add to it here. NVDA long or add to it. Probably gonna go all damn day. Who knows? 212. You wait until it breaks solid and candle here. Amazon is long for a scalp and a scalp only.
I think NVIDIA's split is tomorrow.
It's what is?
NVIDIA's split, the 4-for-1.
A slip?
NVIDIA's splitting.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Roku's trying, it needs to break the high today. What's long? Let's take a look at Chewy. So NVIDIA breaks the high here. I'm talking about a solid green candle be long, 75, 760. Let's take a look at Chewy. Chewy looks good. Chewy ticket. Or we're making lower highs. Target on it, today's target is 84.23. It'll be long when it breaks out of 81, 80. Alert on it. Chewy's one of those that like to run, you know, for a couple of days. Etsy's long, Etsy's long, Etsy's long. Wayfair's fixing to go long. All right, so it's a break and a retest. That's all it is. Shopify is still long here. NVIDIA is long. Hell, add to them. So look right here on the 15. This is beautiful. Beautiful. More of that. pull back, retest gone on a hammer. You don't get no better than that. And so, you know, if you like playing Wayfair, you can play Wayfair. Wayfair's lagging just a little bit behind. If you're not in it, wait till it breaks solid and green. All right. So the other thing is, I always start with one contract. I'll add to it any chance I get. Secondly, it takes about 5 or 6 seconds before I enter something. So if I look back, so I'll call it, and if I look back and it looks like it's wicking any whatsoever, guess what? I'm not pushing. I'm not pushing the button. So I just want you to know that if you put it in, if I call it, and you put it in and it starts to wick back at all, stop what you're doing. All right, so look here on Wayfair, same thing. There's a pullback, small pullback, breaks through, pulls back, retest, trying to come back up. Now, when you go long on this thing, as soon as it goes solid green. All right, so let's mark this thing out. All these tight stops, beautiful. Where's it go? Gaps down, yeah, forms a low, comes back down, shoots up. It's long. As soon as it crosses the day's high, guess what? It's long. We're gonna target, open, and then we're gonna target from there. Go low. All right. It consolidates here. All right. All this is consolidation. It's sideways movement. All right. On a consolidation, bigger break, it breaks out. In volume, it pulls back. All right. So it across here is another add to it. Pull back. Send it across that. Another add. It breaks through because look, this consolidation started way back over here. All right, this is all compound inside bar. The longer consolidation, bigger the break. So now it's breaking through. All right, it breaks through the pivot high. Pulling back, now it's retesting. We need a clean green candle, solid green candle here. As long as it sits above here, it'll start chopping. When it eventually breaks the high, the long. As long as it holds above that, we can assume it's not going to go any lower. If it happens to break it, it could expand. One thing you need to be aware of too, that price can and will expand on these pivot highs and the pivot lows, so they can do this. And that's important to know for your stops. It's also important to know for your entries and your exits. Right. So what I'm saying is, you know, if you go to take an entry on the break, you got to understand that price does expand there, so it can take out the previous high, the stops over here, and then come back through range. And that's why we give it 10 or 20 cents before 11 o'clock, and after 11 o'clock, we're going to do a lot more. And also after 11 o'clock, you want to see volume start to roll in as it breaks the pivot high or pivot low for a short. All that's very important. You could even add that to your rules for the morning. And I'm not going to take a pivot break of any kind unless I see volume increase. Netflix. Yeah, Netflix rejection off that pivot low there. So really be careful with it.
Mern is puking too.
Nice. I love to see Mern puke. Space puking. VIX is hammer inside. Yeah, I don't care to take these things up, down, sideways, back and forth. This ain't another Netflix. Netflix is coming down, but I don't really say much just yet. It's got to break certain areas where you take it short. And the reason I say that, if you look at the 5-minute, you always want to look back and left. All right, because just because these things are puking, let me show you something. Come on up here. You gotta be mindful. You want to look. Look, it came this level here before. All right. If you look right here, this right here is a major support zone. It's not marked, but it is a major support area. Not only that, it came this here before, it rejected. Right, it came in here, rejected. There's another support level here and here. All right. So look, when you look across this board here, you can see support zones and resistance levels. To be a real trend line, you need to at least have 3 touches. All right. The more touches, the stronger it is. So when you're looking across, you need to train your eyes to be able to see these levels. There's one right there. Why is it? Because it's touched it once, We call that touch. You just don't have to touch exactly, but you need to really have them touch. We call that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. That's very, very strong. So for this thing to go short, it's got to break this area right here. All right. If it breaks that level there, we can assume that it's going to go lower and take out this one, the bodies. Right. And the bodies are just as important as the wicks because, well, it's a support level. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 touches there. All right. And also, when you're looking at these wicks here, these wicks tell a story. If you look at them, something caused this thing, when this thing came down this morning, something caused it to bounce right here. A lot. And then it came back down again, and it bounced again, right, as it comes up, making higher lows. You got to be aware of these different zones, right? You got to be aware of what the candle's doing, what the wick's doing. It's telling you what's happened here before, and it can happen again. So you need to be very mindful of that stuff. CRWD is trying to fill that gap. It comes up and touches the pivot low. Wicks tell a story. They tell you there's something happened there in the past. It can happen again in the future. So you need to be mindful of that. You got to decipher the picture. It's like you got to be a detective. That's trying to come up. You be mindful of the candle. You got to be mindful of open, the wick, the high, the low. Shopify. Thank you very much, Shop. Shop's a hit target here. It's trying to go long. Shop, I owe you a beer. Tesla here is trying to go longs and makes higher highs and higher lows. It really needs to break 632.90, and really it needs to break 630, 618. You could take Tesla long. I'm actually going to take a starter position in Tesla as the market starts to roll back up here. And the biggest long still, or add to it. Etsy's long right now. Etsy is long again as they're breaking a retest. It did go solid during that time, so it is long. Shopify's still going here. So I'm going to go ahead and take a starter position in Tesla here, just one contract. And it's kind of risky. And the reason I'm doing it is because some of the other parts of the market's pushing up still here. First target's going to be the wicks, 636 going to be overall target, and then gap fill. I'm just trying to get an early start on it. Sometimes I'll do it if I'm confident in it. Target or the stop 630.30. Yeah, and just stop 630.30. Could it fail? It absolutely can. It's safer for it to break the high, without a doubt, 100%. All right, so I'm taking a chance here. I could very easily get stopped out, and I'm okay with that. If you're new, it's best to wait on high probability setups, and the highest chance of success would be when it breaks the wick of this candle right here. All right, I'm taking a chance here, 100%. I'll be 100% clear. Taking a gamble. Etsy is long here as it breaks and retests. Chewy's gonna be long when it breaks this candle here. 82, 81.92. And since it's so close to a psych number, it's probably best if it breaks 80. Well, it just broke it, so it's long right now. See, I'll show you why it's long. So when you have a entry close to a psych number, let it break the psych number. Bob is long here for gap fill. If you're not in it already. Bob long gap fill. Zoom's chopping sideways. Netflix ain't doing shit. It's wedging. Charter's trying to go short again. Etsy's long. W is not doing it's not doing what Etsy's doing. Bob has got a big gap to fill. A big one. Pecan long. Pecan's long. Chewy's long. These are cheap. Pecan long on a Momo hammer up. I love a Momo hammer. Hammer is my absolute freaking favorite candle. The hammer is my favorite. Or a shooter. Like shooter too. I'm kind of partial to hammers. Yeah, look at the 60 as your hammer up. I need to change that. Short. 15-minute one. NET's long, Baba's long for gap fill. Etsy's kicking ass, taking names. Keep an eye on Wayfair too, and Netflix. If Netflix decides to break, it's gonna be long instantly. Give it 20 cents above the pivot. All right. And every chance you get to add in a video, add to it. Tesla's almost a target here. I want gap fill on Tesla. All right, look here. Netflix is coming up. It needs to break. It needs to break clean. As soon as it breaks 533.40, it's long, guys. All right. Shopify is kicking ass on a break and a retest on the pivot high on the 15. Beautiful. Roku's trying to be somebody. Roku breaks the highest, breaking it right this second. It'll be long for PMG 30. It's a lot of stops. Oh my God, a lot of stops on 60. CRWD's breaking retest. What a beautiful day, man. Beautiful, beautiful day. I like choppy markets. Tesla's working out nicely. Baidu's still working out nicely. The video's still kicking ass and taking names. It slowly grinds up. Moving at $46 today. It's still kicking ass and taking names. Etsy. It don't get no better than that. Netflix broke that 15 but pulled right back. I think it's strong. I think it's pretty strong here. And I may go ahead and hop into Netflix. Let me take a look at it here. Remember, it can break and retest on one candle. So let's make sure that it does clear. I want to see a solid green candle right here on the 5 minute to take entry into it. Tesla's almost a target here. You know, if I'm really confident in the move, I'll hop in there. I don't get one wraps, but about it. CRWD is going to be long here. Bob is still long for gap fill. You're talking about a gap fill. I'm going to go ahead and hop in Netflix here. I think we're going to see 537 speed, 40. All right. Tesla's almost a target. And I'm going to probably roll through Tesla. I'd like to see 100% out of her. So I did take Tesla early. Pretty confident in it. VIX coming down, it's going to bring SPY with it. So first target on Tesla is what? The high of the day. And then what? There's first target hit. Second target, well, we got to pivot low. We got a low hanger here at 637.70. Next target's going to be 642.66. So let's mark this target. Don't get carried away. It's still, oh God, here goes Wayfair. Anybody wants a piece of Wayfair? Here's your chance. Here's your chance. Baidu's still long here. Wayfair went long just now. Look on that break and the retail. Dude, it don't get any clearer than that. You can make a whole strategy, people, out of a break and a retest. And that happens on all time frames. That's a very high success rate play. Very, very high success rate. I'm long Charter. Roku's long right now. Market's pulling back around here. Net's long. Baba's still long. Wayfair's long. I mean, we do got some measure moves right here. I mean, you talking about a measure move. That's a hell of a measure move. Let's get this measure move on the 60. It can make it. Who knows? 275. 275. 49. 14. 303. Novak is pushing up to the high. Could bring Murner with it. It's a 304's target on this thing here. I would call it 302 just to be on the safe side. Charter rejected, making higher lows, and it's breaking out to the top side. PMG style. Etsy's still kicking ass. Wayfair's kicking ass. Baba's still pushing. Roku's still pushing. Netflix, you better get you a piece of that, boy, to take them tight stops out. I can tell you. Ain't nobody do what I do. They can try. They can't be me. Okay. Go too long. Target 457. Keep a tight stop on stuff because it can pull back. They can pull the rug out from you instantly. It's best to take a profit and hop back in on the next pullback. Amazon trying to roll back up to make new highs and new lows. Amazon's long here. Target's going to be 35.50. That's $9 away. Tesla, thank you very much. I'm also coming up to fill that gap. About 42%. On some yee-yees, SPY is long. SPY is long, very beautiful. It could fill this gap today. You're talking about a hell of a move on SPY. There's a chance. SPY is long. The market could find a bottom here. Tesla's long here. You talking about money? My God, if this stuff starts to pull back in reverse, these moves back up to the top is absolutely freaking incredible. Absolutely incredible. I like this. The spreads are pretty tight on it. I like it because it can move a lot, but I love the ones that's got wide spreads on them. Why? Because I can take advantage of that big ass spike. Roku's still long, Etsy long, and I can't really tell you when to add, but every time it pulls back, add to it. So I can tell you. If you want, you can wait on a red candle, 2 down, 2 up, and then take it when it breaks the high and add to it. Baba's still long here. Netflix coming up nicely. Roku coming up nice. Etsy coming up nice. CRWD's long. HD's gonna be long. It breaks the day's high. Forget Phil. Baba. Going up slowly for that gap fill, 207. 211 40's target. I'm gonna try 2-2 back up here. The Netherlands. I did take Amazon long. Tesla's coming up pretty nice here. We took an early entry with me. Oh, I'm gonna stop that or something. Okay. Yeah, still good. Shopify, still green. Shopify's pushing here. Shopify the beast today. Wayfair's long. Did I tell you that? Baba's long. Net's long. Crowd's long. Etsy long. Roku long. Netflix long. Tesla long. Baidu's long. Shopify's long. Shopify break retest. I mean, it don't get any easier than that. You're making money today. Scalp shop right quick. So catching a big old gamma spike on it. Oh. I set a limit. I hope they get filled pretty quick. The market ripping, folks. Thank you, Shopify. I appreciate that very much. It's still killing it. Wayfair's still killing it. Crowd's still killing it. Net's still killing it. Peaton's long. Baidu's a target here. Next target on Baidu gap still. VIX coming straight down. I bring SPY up with it. This is ripping. Ripping. What's up with Etsy and look at that thing. There's been no reason to get out of this thing. All right. When you're in a trade, don't look at the 5 minute. The only time you look at the 5 minute after you get in the trade is to add to your position. Other than that, you're gonna look at the 15 minute. Tesla hit target, the next target there, which is that low hanging pivot low. Next target pivot low is the next pivot low. So Etsy, when you're in a trade, don't look at the 5 minute chart. You're gonna look at the 15 minute chart. You're gonna pull it as soon as it does 2 down. All right, so 2 up, 2 down, across that. And a lot of times on these larger candles, I'll put a stop right at 50% of that candle. All right, and I do use a hard stop. After I get in the money pretty good, I do use a hard stop. All right, absolutely 100%. I do have a hard stop on it. All right? When I first enter something, I'll use that mental stop. Shopify, beautiful play, absolutely gorgeous. Bob's still coming up. Etsy's still nice. CRWD is getting closer to target. Netflix pulled back here. Let's see. A little bit around. This is still grinding. And the reason they're smooth is because they're out of chop. Now, when Tesla comes back through this range on the 60, guess what? We're down with chop. You know, and that's the beauty of this right here. There's no chop for it that is going through. The better the move, the smoother the move, and the quicker the move, right? When it goes back to a really tight range, they suck. You know, anything can happen. Shop's still pushing here. Shop can move 50, 60 bucks if it wants to. Hey, let's move 70.
Square's almost back up at the open.
Nice. I'm gonna pull back on shop here. I'll re-enter for our scalp. Oh yeah, SQ looks good. Yeah, so your first target's gonna be open, and then it's breaking. So as soon as it breaks 232.10, your next target will be 236.60. Shopify, guys.
Yeah, I set those limits like you do, Jerry. Like I just on a Shopify, I didn't even see it flash across the bid price at all and got filled quickly. It's awesome.
Yeah, sometimes it's instantly. That's why it's so important, especially on the spreadier ones. As soon as you hop in, man, set your limit. Just set it in there. It's crazy on it. And you know, sometimes on a 5 minute, that 5 minute candle will go red for a second and then it'll still fill it. It's the craziest thing I ever saw in my life. And the reason I think it happens is because there's a small disconnect between the actual option, the stock price, and the order flow. I think what happens is there's a lag, there's a small delay where price is pushing up, the option's pushing up with it, and then the price pulls back, but the option still pushes. I think it catches there. Hello? Shop's still pushing. Kids. Novak is breaking. Could bring Myrna with it. Everything's pulling back slightly as VIX pulls back.
Jerry, are you still doing that long position or that swing on HD?
Yeah, I'm still in it. Yep. Yeah, I'm green on it. It's not big and green, but it's green. Shopify might be going short here. Might want to tighten your stops up if you're in stuff. VIX is pulling up solid. It's going to bring the market down with it just a hair. You just want to give up any profits.
Can you look at my video?
Yeah, there's a support zone in the video here. If it breaks through there, you need to cut it. I'll tell you where it's at. It's really close to breaking it. It is at 755, 40. So it's really close. It's really no one breaking that. If it breaks that level, cut it.
And then would you look to taking it short once it breaks that 2 candle on the 30?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
I will. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I love trading these big old red and green candles because price can quickly push back through them. There's nothing to stop them. And plus the stops are stacked really, really tightly in there. And if you look at the video, it's been in a downtrend. You know, it could just be a pullback to the downside for all we know. We don't know. Novak is pushing here. If it breaks the day's high, and if it breaks the high, as long as it breaks the day's short, sure. There's a bit more than that, but pretty much all there is to it. Start to break and retesting a 5 minute on Novak and pushes up. Could bring Myrna with it. So Myrna would be long, target 306. I just don't, you know, I like Myrna, but I don't. The reason I don't like it is because it could be, it takes a while to get out. No, I'm not crazy about that. Novak's is long though, on that break and retest. And usually on Novak's and Myrna, they run together. One usually leads, one usually lags.
Jerry, can you take a look at Costco? It's like might be setting up for a short.
Yeah, it's a break and a retesting the 30-minute to the downside here. It's short, target's 411. If you want, you can go ahead and take breaks 411 and take the target 409, 410. Roku's coming down. NVIDIA's rolling over. It could come back down and test the pivot low on the 15. We'll look at taking it short. It's pretty strong this morning, so. He's kind of still push. Market's starting to chop sideways now. So let's get a retest on Roku here. If it holds, you can go back long. So, scans here. Damn, slow took off with that. Our pre-market, 66 to 80. Got a big shooter forming right now.
So Jerry, on days like this where the market gaps down past the triggers for shorts, you just wait for a reversal, right?
Yeah, I wait for a reversal, or a lot of times they'll pick up at open. This one didn't pick up so much. So I'm either going to take it. I want it to break the day's low before it goes short, or I wait for a reversal and take it long. It really just depends. Say the market's been picking up, right? So the market's been doing pretty good, and then and then we have a gap down pre-market. The market starts puking. And then at the open, the market keeps puking. A lot of times we'll take it short there and then we wait for the bottom. As the bottom starts to come back up, like we saw today, all we do is we wait on the first pullback to the upside. We're going to target the open and then the day's high. And the next target would be the gap fill. But I like playing the gaps. To me, they're pretty easy. Pretty easy money. It really depends. The market's been puking. It puked last week, and then it went short this morning. So right now we're still in the middle. We're not clear. We're not out of the clear yet. Right now we don't know. We don't know where it's at. So it could still roll over either way right now. So we're just kind of playing it by ear. The market is picking back up. There's more tickers that are pushing up than down right now, even though the market's pulling back slightly because of the VIX. Right now, it's still too early to tell if we reach the bottom, but we just kind of play what we see. But you generally, the market, if it pukes pre-market, it opens up. A lot of times it'll be green for a few seconds as the people take profits and the market will come down. And at that point, when it breaks the day's low, we short it. And then when it starts to base and starts to curl back up, we get a higher high and a higher low. We can take it long and target that high, the day's high, or they opened in the high.
So for something like Amazon, where the day it gapped down way past its daily trigger from Friday,
Yeah.
and I know it's like kind of ranging. Would you wait to take it short until it crosses today's low?
I would take it short when it crosses the day's low. Yeah. That's your safer entry. And then it's chopping sideways. So let's look at some of these other ones. Let's look at Tesla or any of them. Let's look at Etsy or Bobbin or any of them. Amazon is not that good right now because it's chopping sideways. But if you look at Etsy, it opens, right? Then it goes long, right? We can't really take it here, so we wait, and then it crosses the day, and it actually goes short for a few seconds, but it chops sideways. And this right here, you gotta be careful. We're just scalping, right? And then it finally bases, and you can see it. We talked about it. It started touching this area here 3 times, and it finally started to roll. You could take it long when it crossed this point here. So that became point of control, and the target would be the wicks. I think we actually waited until it crossed these wicks to take it long. It's a safer area to take it.
Futures just went back through the open.
What did?
NASDAQ futures just traded back through the open.
Nice. Tesla's almost a target, but it's safer to take it when it crosses these wicks because the wicks, they tell a story, and every time price came up this area, it rejected. So your safer entry is always when it breaks the highs or the low. And say Etsy came down, it started chopping sideways, and all of a sudden it broke the low. It would have been short, and then when it crosses the high, it's long, and we will target the lowest hanging candle, and then gap fill, and then new highs. CRWD just went long again, or add to it. Bob was trying to go long. Net hit target here, but yeah, a lot of times what happens is anybody that held over the weekend, when it gapped down like that, they're taking profits instantly. Let's look at Tesla right there. Each tick is a bit different, but usually, if you want to be on the safe side, wait till it breaks the low, or wait till it finds the bottom, and then take it back up. That's like Tesla here. We know the wicks can be dangerous. All right.
Biden is speaking right now.
He needs an interpreter. So we know the wicks tell a story, and prices rejected from this area a few times before. So I took this thing a little bit early because the market was pushing. I got in down here. I broke this right here. With the target being the wicks, there was a lower pivot here. The next target's going to be the pivot low here. and then a gap fill for us, and then hopefully pivot high. But it kind of chops sideways here. When it's wicky like that, you really can't. You don't want to mess with it. Right? You want to wait till it breaks out. Your safer entry is when it breaks out of wicks, always. Especially if you're kind of new, you need to wait. Let's pull another one up. Myrna, it kind of ran it open. Right? So on Myrna, since it started running open, I'll show you your entry, because there's different ones do different things. So this right here gapped down a little bit. It went a little bit lower. It went from red to green, right? And you can actually take it as soon as it goes red and green. Your safer entry is when it breaks these wicks here, right? Because that's resistance. So you take it, you scalp it, right? You wait for the next pullback. So it comes up, scalped it. There's your next pullback on the 5 minute, all right? You take it when it crosses the high of this one. So you take it back up, went long again, you scalp it again, then it pulls back again. There's a third scalp, and it starts chopping sideways. So you can scalp one kicker 3 or 4 times at the open, just on a 5 minute candle. All you need is a pullback each time. So your first target or your first entry is when it crosses the high or the resistance. You try that. So to me, you know, I know that pre-market and after and all that stuff exists, but to me, it's just an extension. The only thing that separates the time is this line right here, and the time, the chart is just an extension. So to me, I don't care about pre-market and after hours and all that stuff. I know there's resistance here. See all that? So this line right here is major resistance, and it clearly crosses there. And the reason you got to be aware of that stuff is because, you know, price try to break through that, you know, 10 or 15 times, it failed. All right, so it takes a lot of strength to break through that. So it broke through that pretty easy, and then it broke this right here. You would have entered right here as soon as it broke that. To open it, dipped down, it went back from red to green. All right, you could have entered there with your target being, you know, and it's really, you could have went long there, but your first target would only been the pivot, right? Because there's so much resistance to that pivot, so it's always safer when you break outside of these zones. Let's take a look at BABA here. I think each one's different. Each one's different, so different entries and different things going on with each one. Novavax is still on here, guys. So, all right, let's look at BABA here. I'm just trying to show you on different scenarios for each one. BABA gapped down. All right, it opened up. All right, went up, came back down. It basically made a doji open and close exactly where it started at, pretty much. All right, here's your entry point. First candle. As soon as it crossed the low, guess what? It's short. It goes up, pulls back slightly, goes down, and you could have took profits here. You could have took profits on down here. So it made a big pin hammer, right? So that's the first sign there's a problem. And then it came back down. You know, you wouldn't took anything in this area here. If it crossed back below this hammer, all right, you would have took it short, but it never did. So what happened is it traded sideways. All right. So now what you got to do is you wait. And so all this right here is sideways movement. All right. So when it starts to cross this wick here, you can take it long, you target here, and then the gap fill. Right? And we took it long. So in here, but your safer entry, of course, is when it breaks this high right here, right? The high of the day and the low. So, you know, in the first 15 minutes, first 5 or 10 minutes a day, same thing applies. You know, it breaks the low of the day. That's the low of the day, that first 5 minute candle. As soon as it breaks the low, it's short. And same with the high, that first 5 minute candle, as soon as it breaks the high, it's long. It's just that simple, really. And really, the higher time frames don't have nothing to do with it. At that point, the gap play like that, the higher time frames mean nothing. They mean absolutely nothing. So again, this thing formed a doji. It went short when the price crossed below this. All right, went down pretty good. It starts chopping sideways. If it would have broke the low again after chopping sideways, it would have been short again as soon as it crosses this candle's wick. It didn't. It starts to curl back up as soon as it crossed this candle here. All right, so it was long, and you would target the body and the wick. All right, and right now, if you draw a line across this, you'll see at the open that open, all right, is now resistance or support. So it was resistance, it broke through it, now it's become support. And also, right now, it's chopping sideways. All right, so it's a compound inside bar. So it started off as a 2. It went inside. It came a 2 up. All right, and now it's inside again. All right, so we want to see it either break the top or at the bottom. It don't matter which way it breaks. Really, it don't matter. You just take it the way it breaks. That's easy. This is almost a target here, guys. Novax is pushing. Gonna bring Myrna with it. Myrna makes new highs here. So Tess is almost a target here. And I took Tesla early too. And pretty close to taking profits on it. Actually. Get the field on it. So I'm out of Tesla. Can it keep going? It can, you know. But it's close enough to my target. I'm comfortable selling it. I mean, I was right at 98%. So. All right. Etsy just went long on 212 up 15. So let's pull up Etsy. You know, after they move for so long, they need a break. You know, it's healthy for them. So let's pull up. Well, you see on the 15, it's a 212, right? That one candle is nothing more than a rest. It's a compound inside bar. I'll show it to you right here. Now, if Tesla breaks back above pivot on the 15-minute, I'll look at take another entry into it. So let's pull the 5-minute up here. Shade this thing. Let's see this. All this is a compound 1. This is a 2. It breaks out. There's a 2 there. There's a 1. There's a 2. There's a 1. Okay. This is a 1. A 2. So it's just a 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, the price consolidates and breaks out, goes 2. It goes up, it starts trading sideways again as a 1. It breaks out, goes 2. Starts chopping sideways, it's a 1. It breaks out of that, goes a 2. And a lot of times later in the day, like at the 11 especially, you'll see this all the time. It'll consolidate in 5 minutes and break. Consolidate, break. Consolidate, break. Roku's breaking out right this second. It needs a clean break before it's long.
Yeah, kidding.
So what? So Shopify still kicking butt.
Space is coming back up. It just touched the high of the day.
Nice. Yeah.
Jared, if Apple clears its opening, would you then target for the gap fill at that point?
Oh yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. So Apple's long right this second. Yeah. So it needs to break 144.10. Yeah. So your first target's going to be body or your open, and then the high, the daily high. And as soon as it crosses the daily high, it's long. Yes, sir. And we're going to target pivot low and then gap fill. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Easy peasy. Yes, sir. Easy peasy. So there's always 2 plays on a gap down or a gap up. Gap up's a little bit different. I'll explain that in a second. But all right, you got a gap down. As soon as it crosses the high, it's long. As soon as it crosses the daily low, it's short. As price starts to curl, let me pull this up here. Let me pull it up on the 15. That'll be easier. Tesla breaks the lowest long. Shopify still going. Etsy still going here. Net still going. Hit target. So I try to call these ones that are a little bit cheaper. I like the big ones. But all right. So open, went high, they take profits on it, it goes back down. As soon as it crosses the low here, it's short, right? It starts chopping sideways. Okay, it's short when it crosses the low. All right, so you can scalp it for this range right here. And it's a sideways. All right. As soon as it crosses here, you take it long. All right. So you wait till it bottoms out. All right. Here's your first pullback to the upside. All right. We never guess the bottom. Price goes up, pulls back, it makes a new high. All right. So you enter there. You can add on the way up. Your first target's going to be the open and the high. All right. It's your targets. And then as soon as it crosses that, you're going to target the lowest hanging candle. All right. And then the gap fill itself, and then any kind of pivot high or pivot low that's above or below that. So if there's a pivot low that hangs over here somewhere, that's going to be your first target. All right. Just like any kind of low hanging candle, you got to keep in mind that could be resistance. All right. Because there's a bunch of times that price will come right up to that low hanging candle in reverse. You always got to be mindful of that. Starbucks is starting to curl back up. Etsy's still trying to push. Wayfair's charting sideways. So, across the low, it's short. It starts to bottom out. First pull back to the upside, making new highs and new lows. That's long. Target the open and high. Next target, low hanging candle, gap fill, pivot high, pivot low. Casey is breaking through here. Shopify pulling back slightly. You see we can't hop back in it as soon as it comes back up. This is breaking through. You know, that was the target, this pivot low. You want to take profits as it gets to target because price can expand here. It can break through. There's three different things. I'll just explain this to you quick for people that's new. When price comes up to pivot, don't matter if it's pivot high or pivot low, it does not matter if it's pushing up. But price can shoot straight through it. Price can push up, pull back, and then run through it, or it can touch it and then reverse completely. Another thing you need to be mindful of is on any pivot high, any pivot low, any support resistance zone, price can and will expand on these levels. And what that means is price can wake up through it, all right, just a little bit, just enough to take out the stops over here before reversing and going back through range. That can happen, all right? So you gotta be mindful of that. So price can push up a little bit, as it's doing right now, and it can come back through, all right, as it expands. Expansion on these levels. You gotta be mindful of that because well, you gotta be aware of it. You gotta be aware of everything that happens. It's like playing chess. You gotta be 10 steps ahead. Novavax is pushing strong, Myrna's pushing up with it. So Etsy's still long here. So price can expand, taking out these stops and then come back through range. It works on the downhill side too. So I'll show you. Clean this up. So say price does break out. All right, we know price expands above and below. It can pull back, all right, break through the pivot, and then come back there. If it takes these stops out on the way up, you can add when it crosses right here, this high. So price expands. A lot of times these pivots mark the bottom formation, so price can expand the top and then expand the bottom. As price starts to expand in the fractal triangle. You know, bottom formations on the higher time frame for day trading, they matter nothing to me whatsoever. They're irrelevant, you know, for day traders. They exist, yeah. And the reason I say that is because I've drawn thousands on the higher time frames, and then go back only to see price push right straight through them. You know what I'm saying? So it's more important on the lower level as a day trader to understand that they exist. And right now, we see Tesla expanding through the range right now on that pivot high or pivot low. Right. You got to know what can happen, and that matters too for taking breaks, right? So we're taking a break, especially after 11 o'clock. You'll see price break it. See price break through there. I want to pull back. Now, Can it take another run at it and break through it? Yeah, it can do that. Yeah. But they can pull up just enough to trap you in there because you think it's going to break and keep going longer, and you get stopped at immediately. That's why it's important to let these things break between 9:30 and 11, at least about 10 or 20 cents for taking it long. And after lunch, there's different rules. You got to give it more room, so 50 cents, maybe even $1 on Tesla. Maybe even give it $1 higher. And also, you want to see as price comes up to this range here, you want to see volume start to increase. There's a couple different rules. On a gap up day, same rules, but if it breaks the day's high, it's long. If it breaks the day's lows, it's short. And another thing you need to understand too, with the pivot highs, they've gapped up for a reason, usually on news or something. What they'll do is they'll usually fill that gap by about 50%. All right, so if it gaps up here, price is way up. A lot of times they will fill about 50%. They'll start to curl up. When they curl up and you get that first higher high and higher low, then we start playing it just like a gap down, right? So target's going to be the open, target's going to be the high, and then new high. So, yep, that's it. Etsy's still pushing. You're going to be pushing all day. Wayfair's still chopping sideways. Bob's chopping sideways, making lower highs and higher lows. Roku's fixing a break here. Novak's still going, pushing Myrna with it. So Myrna or Novak's led the way this time. Myrna's falling behind. All right, we're gonna look for entry on shop, another scalp here. Can't pull that $500-600 out of this thing. Etsy's still going. Roku's fixing a break here. Shopify breaks the long here, or the high of the day. It's gonna be long. Myrna's still pushing. Somebody knows something about something on Myrna. Etsy's still looking good. Chop sideways there, pushed up. There's a 212. It does have a measured move right here. It's easily broke through the measured move. So 81, 86, $5, 190. Clearly broke through it. We need to keep our eye on Tesla here. It's expanded through there, rejected. It can come right back through range. All right. SPY's still long. You know, you can wait till it goes back solid green, but it's still long. Well, we're going to target the open, the high, the day's high, and it looks like it's a bad for 26.78 and then gap fill. It looks like it's going to be slow going, so if you're going to do it, you might want to take Wednesday's calls on it. Otherwise, you can get chopped up. Bob is trying to break out here at the upside. All right, so Baba breaks right now. It's chopping sideways. Consolidate. You can see that inside bar on the 60. That's all you need to know. And this consolidation, look here. When you're sideways, you don't need to be in that. You need to go ahead. If you're long, the second time it takes you to the high and it fills and make a new high, you got to cut it instantly, fucking instantly. All right, because sometimes, let me pull this up. It's important too. Tesla's fixing to be short here. Tesla is short right now, actually, as it expanded through that range and come back down. This is important right here. Baba's long, but the point I'm trying to make is here's a high, here's a lower high. So say you're in this, all right, it comes back up, and this time it came back up, but it failed to make a new high. Well, as soon as it brings down, you need to cut it instantly. And the reason being, because sometimes this inside bar here, it could be 5, it could be 6, it could be $10 wide. This range could be, you know, pretty big on some of these tickers. Say it's $5 and now it's chopping sideways. Well, it just made a lower high, so that's your first sign of weakness. And say you take it, comes back down there at the bottom of that $5. So now you're giving up $5 and the spread, you know, and eventually it's going to expand one way or the other. So it's either going to break the bottom of it or it's going to break the top if you're lucky. It could go either way. When they start chopping and go inside, it could continue or reverse. There's no telling. So it's best to cut it as soon as it fails. So as soon as it pulls up to this high, and it made a lower one right here, it clearly made a lower high, not by much, but a little bit. You should cut it. As soon as it starts to wick down, you cut it instantly, and that'll save as much money as you can while you're in the trade. Yeah, that's my 2-time rule that I personally use all the time. Learn to scale pushing that breaks consolidation to the upside. Shops pulling back, hopefully to retest support. Yeah, so right now it's chopping sideways here. It did make a higher high here. It could just be expansion. So we need a clean break of this high here. If it breaks the high there, it'll be long still. I pulled profits on BABA, but if it breaks here, take another look at taking it early or longer. Sideways movement, you don't want to be sitting in it, especially if it's hanging for a while. Anytime a weakness, just cut it. It's best to cut it, take the profits that you got, and re-enter. Remember that. Don't sit there, but chop on you sideways for an hour or two. Just take the money. Because if it reverses, if it starts chopping sideways, all of a sudden it breaks out to the downside, you're screwed. Shopify is chopping sideways, starting to roll over just a hair. It's for test. It starts to reverse here. This could just be a pullback to the downside here. We don't know just yet. It is chopping sideways. There is support at 636.80. They're making a lower high. A couple tickers we're going to be keeping an eye on it. I've noticed the last few seasons, Roku is breaking right this second. It's going to be Hog and LB. Some of the retail stocks, they seem to run every time there's earnings. And Hog, it usually runs. It usually gets good earnings each time. I don't know if it gets good or bad or what, but I know the next day it usually runs pretty good. The Baba's long. Roku's chopping sideways here. It is making higher highs, but it's just a slow grind on the way up. So, and the reason that's garbage right now is if you look on the 60 here, so tell you why it's garbage. And really, to be honest with you, you don't want to be in this junk. Right now, it's chopping sideways. So, right there. As long as it stays in this range right here, is no good. Okay. It was okay below it. It was okay below the pivot level. You know, it's smooth sailing down there. But as long as it's back in this range, you can't really do nothing with it. You could take it long. You target the bodies in a wick. Anytime you're in a chop, it's safer to stay away from it. Okay. If you want the highest probability setup, stay away from inside chop on any time frame. Yes, anyway, support at 636.85. If it breaks that, it can come on down. BX is trying to fill that gap. It needs to be a solid green candle. All right. Oh, so much going on. I am short Tesla. I'd like to see it break down here. Yeah, it might not. I don't know. Amazon trying to go short. if it's kind of risky, I don't like calling it. Even though, you know, nothing's gonna work all the time. Etsy trying to roll over.
What would you say about Etsy right here then?
Etsy's coming right back down. It might come down and retest. Let me take a look at it. If you're long, you might want to cover. It's got some pretty good support there. It did break through the support. Next major support's at 189. If it breaks that, more than likely it's going to come back and see 184. Yeah. The next 30-minute candle. Yeah. Otherwise, I can just start chopping here. I got a big shooter on the 30. Let's see it. No way. NVIDIA. Yeah, keep an eye on Etsy. It could be short here. If it breaks 3.2, it's going to be probably be short. Roku's rolling over as well. VIX is starting to hammer. It's still red though. It could just because VIX is pulling back, stuff's coming down with it. Amazon is short. Amazon is short. Stuff's starting to roll back over. And I am short Tesla. And Tesla is short right now. NVIDIA is rolling over. So NVIDIA is short here. We're going to target the buying, which is 736.90. Okay. And there is VWAP down here. I'll get you a target on VWAP. We're mindful of that, especially after 11. It's more important. So we could target each individual candle on the 15, make it a little bit safer. 745.66 is the first target. Yeah, I'll just do it that way. If you like a cheap one, Starbucks is rolling over. Amazon is short. Tesla hit first target. It is short if you're not in it. Work through support. And next target is going to be another level of support is 634.53. Netflix is rolling over as well. We play these things up, down, sideways, left, right, back, forth. Don't matter to me. It's like a video game. We take them up, we take them down, we take them up, we take them down. I only have 4 rocks today. Pretty strong this morning. Go right back over, boy. Sheesh. And nice to catch that. Tell you what, she's going over the PMG down. Take a look at the higher time frames on it. Yeah, big shooter on the week. Makes a lower high. Guess what? 176 on this thing. So look right here on the daily, it expanded. All right, so that's why it's important to know. Shopify is short right now. XHOP is short. It's a nice play. NVIDIA is short. Shopify is short. And I'm target the pivot high on 15. Looks set up just like Etsy crowd. Netflix is going to be short. So right here on the daily price expanded. All right, so it's a false break to the upside. Come back down. Yeah, big old shooter. This thing's going down. And if it wants, it can come all the way back down and see 178. And if you want to wait and let Forex break 185.75, it can. Your safer entry is 185.20. Gives us a low pivot low. Netflix is short here, guys. Now video short here, guys. Wayfair short. Wayfair's got a long ways to come back down too. All right. So it tested here. Now it could test and break. If you want safer entry on Wayfair when it breaks 290, 50. Yeah. If you look on the 30, it's shooter down. And if you look on the 60 or 30, it's a false break to the upside. See it? And if you look over here, I'll show you. You don't think these pivots work? You're sadly mistaken. And that puts you short. The pivots they mark important support and resistance levels. Here's pivot low. And where did Wayfair come to? It came up and touched it to a penny before rejecting and coming back down. So it came up, rejected harshly off that level, and then the next one opened up lower, so it made a lower high. Shooting. It needs to clear pivot high. If it breaks through the pivot high there, it can come back down, expand, taking this stuff out. And it could reverse and come back up, or it could just keep going lower. Starbucks is short. If you look at Starbucks on the higher time frames, this thing really dying. Starbucks. There's a 60. See it puke, get down, come down. It's starting to chop sideways here. The middle shooter. You know, it's safer when it breaks 115.30. As usual, it's always best when it breaks the low. You take it short now, your target will be the low, the pivot low. There's a higher time frame. You see it going on the day. So it's a false break on the week. You can't break up through there, reject, come back down. It can come all the way back down to 95 if it wants to. The first level supports at 109.25. NET broke the downside. Let's look at NET right quick. We took it long this morning. We'll take it short now. Tesla is still short. So if you look at the 30 and the 15 here, it's a break to the downside and a retest, right? It tries to push back higher and it can't. So this thing went long this morning. There on the screen I'm watching. So it never went short really. It did go long, along here. Target was a pivot high, starting to roll over here. As it breaks back through the pivot, comes up, it retests it. Now it's trying to go short. Supports here, 10 cents below it. There's another level of support there, 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 and there. This one's stronger. Between these two levels of support here. Okay, 2 touches. There's actually on this level here 4 touches. There's a break and a retest. Going short. Needs a break below that with a solid red candle before taking it short. If you take these stops out on the way down. UNH still going. The video is still short here. And the first target's going to be pick a high on 5, 744.42. It's about $4 away. I'm starting to roll over. Netflix still short here too, guys. Gals. Even on Wayfair, it might go short too. Netflix kind of choppy. You look at the higher time frames, a break and a retest on the 30. All right. And it starts to come back down. Target 529, 26.43, 25, 23. There is some support at 528.88. Let's look at that. Yeah, 528.60 level. There is some support there to be mindful of. Breaks through there, keep on going. All right, here's Wayfair. Wayfair setting up to go short. I think I some profits back. Wayfair doing is breaking the pivot on the 15 and 30 and the 60 as it starts coming back down. It's making lower highs. Wayfair is short. And PMG down. First target 283. 283.
So like if you're taking these short, then when do you add to your position?
Every pullback to the downside on the 5 minute.
5, okay.
So every time you see it pull back and go down, you're going to add to it.
That being circulated now, the UPI, this is the phone. Shares of music getting a top here, $15.24.
Hey, Jerry, I'm trying to assess like the overall market here, trend wise, like the Dow, if you're using the diamonds, DIA. Do you ever look at, wedges and stuff as far as like the low of May 12th and the low of June 18th, and just thinking of that as like a target area of where the DIA might go to, like 331?
Yeah. Starting to get some chop out there. Shop's pretty strong today. Turn cut, pick you up. Let's stop at a Tesla. You could take shop one right now and target the high, about $5 or $6 away. Tesla trying to come back up. Tesla can quickly come back up here. Be a nice little scalp. 630, 623. So Tesla's long here for a scalp. Target 643. Yeah, so Novavax is trying to come back up, took you back up the high, could bring Myrna with it. Bring old Bob up. What she's doing. Work quick there. Novavax is fixing to break. It does, so bring Myrna with it. We're just chopping sideways. We can't come back up. Breaking high, 5 minutes. Yeah, that's ugly. UNH still must target. Around there was 407. Yeah. Almost a target. Supposed to slow down here. No Tesla. All right, shop's making a lower high. Gotcha. 312. 60. Boy, you can come up and see 298 for once to expand to 4 hour and come up and expand the 4 hour on the top. 298 this week. Amazon needs to come on down and hit target here. Should we kind of chopping sideways? That's a shooter too. Snow came right up to that pivot and rejected. Chop sideways. I'll be right back here. There's your one.
You got any thoughts on Disney, Jerry?
He just stepped away. He said he had to use the restroom.
Okay.
I think your best buys on Disney is did a pull back to the pivot at 171 on 171.31 on the daily, or 167 on the weekly.
Yeah, it almost looks like more downside for sure.
I mean, you filled the gap on the daily just now, but you know, the whole market's downstream. So I wouldn't take a long position till at least 171.31 unless you're going short. On the call in NVIDIA, all they're going to do is take your call and divide by 4 and put it next to the closest strike when that happens, when they split the stock.
UK's chief scientific advisor Balance says timing of the peak is uncertain.
Say it again, I didn't hear you. On that call, when they split it for the next month or so, you're going to get some really weird strikes on them, on those 4-for-1s. Seen that happen a lot.
UK Chief Scientific Advisor Balance says we would like to see a flattening of the trajectory of daily cases, otherwise we're getting to high numbers. ATP Alpha Protect shares near the highs now, $9.61, up about 24% now on those increasing COVID numbers being reported in Europe. Shares of $1.77 on.
Sounds like someone's got like a squawk box on or something.
Yeah, you can do that on TOS. If you go to TOS and hit that plus left button at the bottom, you can get, listen to the guy that calls stuff off.
S&P futures, off the lows now down about 83.50. Dow futures down 866, NASDAQ down 175. NASDAQ futures.
There's a press conference happening now too.
About what, Nicole? Do you know what the conference is about?
No, it's just a scheduled one. I'm downstairs away from my computer, but you can go to whitehouse.gov. It might tell you more.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like a Fed or like a government or, something. I didn't know what the topic was.
No, I'm not sure. I think it's just Jen Psaki speaking after Biden spoke.
I think it's flavors of ice cream for the week they're talking about.
And Russian hacking.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on these days.
Probably determining if they want chocolate milk or white milk after nap time.
It's about how he's creating jobs.
Yeah, he's creating jobs by giving free money to everybody.
And giving people their old jobs back.
Looks like they're looking for a double bottom
that
on the
big bag.
SPY and then probably turn it back up.
Fox Business, they have no plans to change their back to work policies for now, but they are closely monitoring spread of COVID-19 Delta variant and could delay or shift reopening. That's on Fox Business, Charlie Gasparino.
So I'm looking at the markets right now, and Tesla's coming back down. It's breaking. There's resistance right,
Fucking Christ.
right around 637, 70. So if it breaks through here, it'll be short. Netflix is trying to break through VWAP. If it breaks through the VWAP on the 30, it'll be short. Shop is looking short, although I wouldn't go short unless it breaks through the weekly resistance line at 1452.70. Roku's reversing. So it's short, but it's got resistance around 400.45. NVIDIA is inside going down, but it's coming up on VWAP. It's been over VWAP all day, so I wouldn't necessarily take it short now unless it gets below 745.22. But that gives you a little room actually to get in. So that probably is a good short for a scalp. Amazon is short right now, coming up on the lower ADR at 34.95.35. So there's some room there. It's definitely a pretty good sized pullback going on right now, because I've been waiting all day for Tesla to pull back. Nicole, I'm trying to successfully execute the move that we talked about. And I successfully executed the long call. I'm pretty upside down on the put, but I've been watching it and I've been waiting for a big pullback on Tesla, and it's starting to pull back. So I can get this thing to pull back below 636 and get back to 631. Then this will be one of the few times I've actually executed the buy calls and buy puts and get yourself out of a jam. So we'll see. I've got one half of it done. My other side is still ugly, although it's starting to come back in my favor now.
Fauci says Delta variant is becoming dominant.
Novavax is pushing higher. It just went long again. So it did pause. So that's a clear long for anyone.
Although not completely, says seeing significant uptick in infections.
Hey, Mike, can you mute your mic?
From Bloomberg.
Yeah, Novavax is a good long if anyone's looking for a good long. And like I said, NVIDIA is coming up on the VWAP at 744.50. It's at 746 now. If NVIDIA breaks 744.50, that'll be a pretty strong short because it's got a big green bar. The second bar of the 30 down to 733. So that could go. Roku, same thing. Roku just pulled back to the 400. So if it breaks that, the next resistance at 397.50. So that could be a good. It's a quicker one. Roku tends to respect the lines pretty good. So if you go short after it breaks through 400, I would try to get out at 397.50. Let me see. Let's see. Disney right now, Disney is ranging. So I wouldn't enter right now, but it's at the bottom of my magic list here as far as weakness. It's trying to push lower. I would say if Disney got to 172, I would go short. I'd probably wait just because it's been ranging pretty much since 10 o'clock. So it could easily pull back into the range, even though it's starting to move lower. But if it hits 170, I'm sorry.
The market's peaking.
Yeah. So if it hits 172, I think that's a safe place to enter. But I'd probably wait on Disney because it's been ranging a long time. So it could easily come back into that range. Sorry, Jerry, you were gone for a little bit.
Yes,
So-
sir.
So I was just calling out some.
Yes, sir. Tesla's still looking good. Nvidia's
Yeah,
still looking good.
Tesla finally actually started really pulling back for.
Wayfair's still looking good. Roku's reversed. Oh, keep an eye on Bala too, with the reverse. Starbucks is almost a target.
Netflix just broke through VWAP, so I think that's a good entry now for short.
Yeah, it needs to cross 528.57. Would be a good entry point.
It's got a pivot there at 527 too. So you gotta watch that.
You keep an eye on SPY here. It might be going short. Yeah, it's short when it crosses the low.
I'm short Tesla right now. Been kind of waiting for it to pull back like you, Jerry, since it's been at the top. I hung through the pullback when it came back up here to 642, but it's pulling back again, but it's ranging at 635. So I'm going to watch it here at 635, see if it can break through again.
Wayfair broke through, retested on the 15, it's taking its way back down. It hit first target. It did break through the VWAP. Next target on it is going to be 279. VIX is starting to pick up.
Novax is the strongest long that I saw.
Yeah, pretty good. The video is fixing to add to it here. Or go short, not in it already. Yep. Look at the bank shot quick. Goldman Sachs is shooting. Not shooting, but it's rolling over all day. Starbucks has hit target. It could go a lot lower here.
Yeah, spies are low.
SPY be short, possibly. No, like still pushing. US Tesla. Yeah. Zoom's fixing it. Go short, it breaks the low today. So
Buys
Zoom
at the
breaks
daily
down.
pivot there, Jerry.
What is?
Buys at the daily pivot,
Okay. Nice.
right? So be careful on that one. The price expands.
Yeah. Zoom breaks below 345, it'll be short.
Google looks like a short.
Yeah, SPY's it's below the pivot a little bit in the daily. SPY's gonna be short. Good. Wayfair still pushing. It is this good. Down that pivot. Okay, for that. It's short to 2470 though. Oh man, you probably don't want to be holding the video going into tomorrow. I don't know. Shopify. Shop trying to break through the pivot. Netflix is just chopping all day. You know, the opening's pretty good. UNH continues to go lower. That's a 2-2 down. It's got one down. It's like still inside. I think it's gonna make that. Close. UNH hit target there. We'll come on down at 400, 387. Nice try. All right, there you go. That's a 2-2 down. 15 here. We're starting to roll a little bit. All right, we're getting a shooter down on Wayfair. Crosses the low, it's gonna be short. We'll add to it here. Zoom is breaking that low. Retesting. The break and retest at 15 minutes. With a higher time frames, pushing down, and low on the weekly. Higher low, more high. Target's gonna be pivot high on a 4 hour, which is 342, 341. So zoom short. I think I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna put some trail stops on this stuff and let them run. I think that's it for me today, though. John, if you want to take over, brother. Y'all have a good day, and I'll do it again tomorrow. Hopefully get to around Tuesday and everything gaps up and one. Who knows? Netflix is short here.
Don't forget to give John the option to share the screen.
Yeah.
And you're gonna keep the recording on, right?
Yeah, I can. Could I?
And that's good if John has, good stuff to say.
I think what I'll do is I'll end the recording and I'll start it back up. And that way there'll be two different videos that can be loaded. If you ever have time, you can help Cam out with recording if you want, Joe.
Yeah, that's good. Just do that. It's fine. It'll save Tim some time from.
Yeah, 'cause otherwise he won't be able to separate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he spends forever just going through these things. I mean, they're huge.
And my situation's the same as what I told you the other day. Unfortunately,